history of hip hop, and we're learning it growing up and living it. At least the music. I don't know about any lifestyle or anything, but so yeah, he's definitely important. I will at least read the lyrics if I don't listen to it. He's so clever. He's so good with words. That stuff was hilarious, like crazy, clever, insightful, and funny. It was disturbing, but he was, as we know now, just making a point.
Right, and I'm not going to, this is not painting with one big brush, but, clever rap lyrics is not exactly, just every single time it happens, even on...
Or clever lyrics anywhere.
Right, exactly.
Like, anywhere.
That doesn't mean you can't write a good song with not so clever lyrics. It's been done a million times, but clever lyrics certainly add to the mix. Well, I would guess that probably fits into our only... death of this program today, which is Kinky Friedman. I have to admit he died. He's died at 79. First of all, I have to admit that I would be surprised he was only 79. Secondly, I am so familiar with the name Kinky Friedman because you can't forget it, but I really don't know much about him. I guess he was sort of a musician, but he was more a personality. And I know that you think you talked to him one time.
No, I did. I'm just surprised I don't remember it. That's
right.
Because I remember most of my interviews.
Right.
Something about to people like him. Yeah. So it's probably because it was so hard for me to control him so he's been compared to like Will Rogers.
Right.
So he wrote books. He ran for political office. He was a songwriter, a humorist. So he didn't really fit in any mold, in any pigeonhole, but he was one of those people like Molly Ivins from Texas, who just was actually he was born in Chicago. He ended up in Texas, I think. So, but anyway, he was clever and funny and smart and well read and would joust with anyone and. In character or not. So he's one of those guys from that era where you think about people we saw on TV who were just weird and funny, like Rip Torn or whatever, Rip Taylor. I mean, Marty Feldman, just like, they were sort of one-dimensional people, but there's so much depth to them, what they did. So yeah, it's, he was one of those guys. I don't. He went to Knuckleheads at least once or twice. So, because after he died, people were saying, "Yeah, I saw him and talked to him. He was great." So, yes, he's They don't make him like that anymore.
That's a perfect way to end that. And so, since that's a passing, why don't we finish up with this is kind of a buried treasure song that I heard, and I had never heard it before, and it kind of fits. And in fact, it's a perfect fit for a remake or a cover. And what's interesting about a cover is when it has its own flavor. And I was just kicking around on Sirius the other day, and this Billy Joel's Travelin' Prayer came on, and it was done by Dolly Parton. And apparently, it was successful when it came out, but that was 2004. I'd never heard it before, and it's always fun to hear something different and new. I really like that song quite a bit by Billy Joel. It's on an album that Piano Man is on, and basically, I've said this before, every other song on the album is better than Piano Man in my estimation, including Travelin' Prayer, but it focuses on the banjo aspect a little bit more with Dolly, and it just allows me another excuse to celebrate Dolly, which is always great. Yeah, because, she's probably pretty careful about the songs she chooses to cover, and would cover this for a reason. It's a hymn. It is a prayer. It's a direct prayer to, take care of somebody that matters to me. And, so I don't know that I've heard that. I'll have to listen. It's worth it. It's worth it. It's cool. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I can only expect that she'll do something really, righteous to it or worthwhile. Yeah.
So there you go.
She's one of those we talk about. immortality. I don't know if anyone's more immortal than Dolly. I don't know.
No, that'll be
we need her down here.
Yeah. Perfect. So there you go. There's a little tip to close things out. A lot of laughs today, some obtuse things to say the least, but many suggestions about interesting things to fill your days and nights. Tim, always appreciate the time. We'll talk to you in a couple weeks.
Sounds good, Danny. Thanks.
We hope you enjoyed the latest Danny Klingscale Reasonably Irreverent podcast. Come back soon for something fresh and new. This podcast was made possible by our great sponsors like Advanced Sports and Family Chiropractic and Acupuncture, with 8 convenient locations in the Kansas City metro. Dr. Brad Woodall and his friendly team will improve your health and outlook with every visit. Find out more at asfca.com/Danny.